Hi, I'm Pete, and this is Shawn, and we're going to talk today about the AuditWatch Opportunity Locator, which is kind of a newer product for us. We've been doing it for a few years, where it's kind of phase one of our AuditWatch initiative. You know, obviously that's the flagship program AuditWatch has been doing for a substantial amount of time. But the Opportunity Locator is kind of just phase one of that, where we're going to do a little bit of review of the files and give you a kind of a report. But it's really kind of to help those firms identify where they need to go from here. And I think that's really kind of the main thrust of that product is, you know, we're not necessarily going to solve all the issues, but we're still going to help you identify and maybe give you some answers and solution of where you need to go from here. And so, Shawn, if you could tell us a little bit about, you know, what kind of things we do in the program and maybe some of the topics, that'd be great.
Yeah, well, as it's called, we're looking for opportunities to reduce hours, opportunities to increase realization, opportunities to just do a better job at executing your audits. So what we do is we work with a firm. Every firm is different based on their expectations and what they're trying to get out of this program. So we will pick a selection of files, you know, depending on what they're looking for. Maybe to get some coverage over the partners, maybe over the managers, maybe coverage over industries. So we decide how many files we think make sense with the client. And then we use our AuditWatch consultants. Many of us have some specialties, and we divvy up the files and we take a look at them and look for those opportunities. Opportunities to reduce documentation, opportunities to do better analytics. One of the things we find a lot is opportunities to just better plan the engagement, to manage the clients better, to manage each other better. And so ultimately we look at these files, and it's an ability for the firm to decide what's going to work for them. And we're going to come back to you with a report and a 2-hour webinar where we will use your actual work paper examples. We'll show you. If we tell you we think you could do better at analytics, we're going to show you some analytics and how you can get better with them.
Yeah, and when we say better, it can be both from a, how do I utilize any of the softwares I'm using? How do I use the methodology that I'm using? How do I utilize client management, realization, effectiveness, efficiency. So there are certainly lots of aspects. It's not just, don't do this anymore. It's, what else could I do? We'll show you how to improve that documentation or how to improve that analytical. So there's a little bit of a solution involved in that process as well.
And ultimately we'll give you, the client, a roadmap of where you go from here. Whether it's you need to do some internal training, some lunch and learns. Maybe you want to outsource to us and have us come in and do a best practices seminar. Ultimately to give you that roadmap so that you can take that information to the rest of your firm to ultimately improve your engagements.
Right, and again, and the title says it all really, Opportunity Locator. It's the chance for someone outside of your firm to do a review of your files and say, hey, here's where we think you could do a more effective, more efficient job in all those topics we had talked about. So if you need more information, certainly feel free to check out that section of the Checkpoint Learning website for AuditWatch, and it'll talk a lot more about the AuditWatch Opportunity Locator, and we'd be more than happy to discuss it further.